Rob and Lisa Larson, thank you for joining us on this episode of Bet on a Vet. And Rob, you might have the most extensive military background of anybody that we've had on here. How long did you serve, sir?
I served active duty 20 years.
20, and what branch of the military?
Air Force.
Air Force. What did you do?
I started out as an air cargo specialist, but then it transferred to air transportation. And that's basically what I knew was load planes, passengers, build cargo, handle special handling type cargo, combat readiness.
Pretty essential stuff.
Yes.
And Lisa, were you in the military too? Did you serve?
No, I didn't. I worked in the prison system. Very similar.
So, Rob, when you finally retired, did you have a plan that would eventually, become what you do now, or what was your mindset at that time?
Well, once I retired, I didn't have much of a retirement from active duty. I immediately went into the federal service, doing the same job. So I've been doing my job for almost 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
My mindset was to do as much as I can, because I absolutely loved what I did when I was in the military.
So what led you then to what you do now, which is you teach CPR. You're a first aid specialist. Did you do any of that when you were serving too, or was that just something completely different?
That portion of CPR and first aid was part of our annual training we had to go through, from military and also federal service. So every year we would get qualified to do
Sure.
CPR, first aid, things like that.
So I retired first, and I was teaching CPR in the nurse education program in the prison.
Okay.
And I started moonlighting, and then I said to Robert, I like doing this. If you let me retire, I'll just do this and try to make money. He said, I don't care if you make money. You need to get out of that place. So I retired. I got the business off the ground, and I immediately made him become an instructor, and he was doing weekends with me, and we had planned on that'll be our retirement plan. He retired sooner than we thought.
Yeah, I just retired from federal service 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
He was medically forced to retire.
I was medically forced to retire. I was in heart and kidney failure.
You still are.
And I still am. And this is, I'm officially retired from federal service. So almost 40 years of active federal military.
Are you able right now then to go out and do these classes with Lisa?
Yes, I do. I go around her. I drive to all the different locations that she needs to teach. And
he's strong as an ox with 25% heart function.
Wow.
Yeah, I schlep all her gear, and then
you're her roadie.
Yeah, I'm her roadie. I schlep all her gear. I drive. I teach when I need to with her.
He usually likes to teach the first aid because he's so familiar, and then give insight, like when you're in the field and triage, things like that.
We did a first aid clinic here at the radio station a couple of years ago. I think it was because February was Heart Health Month, and we had a whole bunch of people in our conference room. And is that the kind of thing that you do? Will you get hired out by companies that want to give their employees first aid training, or how does it work exactly?
Yeah, so we could either travel with our gear, which I usually do. We do schools, we've done coaches, whoever. I've done firefighting, the cadets, which I thought I was doing firefighters, but it turned out I got there and there was a bunch of babies. That was fun. But we do travel with our gear. I work for 2 other companies that contract with me, and we'll do all the Home Depots, Targets, Walmarts, all the
Oh,
pharmacies around, stuff like that. And I even do one-on-one travel to the home. I have a classroom here that I prepared, but we don't use it very often. People like us to come to them. So yeah, and
yeah.
we are certified for American Red Cross and American Heart Association. So we
Okay.
can do
But
either one of those.
the business end of what you do, though, it's not like Red Cross doesn't set up these opportunities for you. You guys are your own entity.
Yes, I have my own business. We could do stuff for Red Cross. I intend to like American Heart Association better because that's what the hospitals
Mhm.
require. And I do a lot of my nurse friends from the prison and, you know, whatever's required. The company I contract with does a lot of Red Cross. And so if they want me to go out and do Red Cross, I usually do that for them, but not a lot for us.
And how is this a full-time job? Are you working 5 days a week, or is this just kind of
Right now I'm just working whenever I feel like it.
okay?
People
And
call.
Rob, you're there to schlep.
Yeah,
I'm here to schlep and try to get myself right again.
yeah.
Yeah, well, good for you, and I hope that comes sooner rather than later. Obviously, yeah. Rob, what part of I don't know your military training? Obviously, you had to work hard to be active military for as long as you were.
Yeah.
I imagine that, and same with you, Lisa, working for the prison system. That probably just transfers over pretty smoothly into what you're doing now, and that hard work approach.
Mhm.
Well, this job, CPR Time, is actually pretty easy compared to what I was doing back.
We call it our fun job.
Yeah, this is our fun job, and plus it gives other people an opportunity to learn new skills that some people may never have. You know, I think it's very important that the people, as early as you know, junior high or, you know, grade school, learn CPR and the first aid skills.
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
important.
before we had that clinic a couple of years ago, I had training before, but it wasn't like a top of mind thing. And since then, I've kept up with it. I just did a refresher course, I think 6 or 7 months ago, and
Right.
I'll keep doing it because you have to refresh, I think, every 2 years, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And I'll keep doing it the rest of my life. I think it's really important. It's like giving blood. It's something that, you know, we should all do. It's something we should all know.
Right. We agree.
Yeah.
And new
So-
mothers don't know what to do with choking babies, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's so important that they know that.
Yeah. And you have the attitude, it won't ever happen with me. You have no idea. And
Right,
that one
exactly.
time, man, you know, you could save somebody's life, literally. And
You can
and
be
it's-
walking down the street one day and something happens, and
Mhm.
and based on your training, you can be right on the spot and help that individual out.
So if people want to get a hold of you guys and have you come out, maybe for a individual session, maybe for a group session, name your company and how do they get a hold of you?
Our company is CPR Time, and you can get a hold of us
It's
at
707 999 6930.
Okay.
But it transfers to my personal phone, so I don't ever have to know it.
Yeah. Rob, thank you for your service. Lisa, thanks for what you did too with the prison system, and thanks to both of you for what you're doing now. You're making a positive difference in the community. We like to say, you know, let's be the good. You guys are definitely that. You're being the good.
We're trying.